Congressman, I want to talk about the debt ceiling. The bill passed last week. 71 Republicans voted against it. And then yesterday, the Hill with some reporting about the conservative revolt that took place on the House floor. Basically, 11 Republicans, mostly members of the Freedom Caucus, walked off the floor, refusing to advance bills related to gas stoves. I know that's something that you're passionate about. Basically saying they're going to block any future legislation until McCarthy offers some type of concession. What do you make of this?
Well, to be clear, I mean, there were, the way the sausage gets made in D.C. isn't pretty. And there were some threats made during the debt ceiling fight that bills would be held up. That's been reported by the media. And so I think you had a few individuals that said, look, the pistol brace rule that went into effect June 1st is targeting over 38 million Americans when you look at products sold. And so they were saying, look, you need to put that bill back on the calendar, and you need to protect all of these honest Americans who bought a pistol brace. They bought them legally. They own them legally until the ATF decided to reinterpret the rule. And so with that, what I can tell you, because I've been in the room, both sides are negotiating in good faith to come to a resolution. But at the end of the day, it's imperative that the pistol brace bill that is sponsored by Andrew Clyde get to the floor and it pass, because you have law-abiding citizens that now have been turned into felons because we have a woke government under this administration.
Betsy?
Congressman, I want to break in on two issues. First, are we going to be able to make any more progress in stopping the Democrats from giving all the money away to people who refuse to work? I know that was a sticking point in the debt ceiling negotiations. And secondly, what can you do to keep them out of our kitchens? I love my gas stove.
Well, so I'm a country boy from that lives in Tennessee. We have a gas stove. We live back in the valley on top of a hill, and so when the ice storms come in Tennessee, we may be locked in for a few days, and so I need my gas stove. My family needs the gas stove, right? And quite frankly, gas is more efficient than electric. So that being said, we've got to advance that. But I think what you're seeing here is this bill is being held up temporarily so that we can make sure that Americans who own these pistol braces get their fair shake. Now, that being said, to your other point with the work requirements for SNAP and TANF, the date at which that you have to be working was increased from 49 to 54, but then there was all these waivers added. So under this current Fiscal Responsibility Act, that actually adds more people to the roll. So I'm not sure how that calculates as a savings when you're actually increasing the number of people to get the benefit. And that's part of my problem and why I voted no. We have 32 trillion in debt. Arguably 37, 38 trillion is the break point, depending on what economists you listen to. So we're about to add $4 trillion more dollars to it. And it should be noted, the Fiscal Responsibility Act is calendar certain, date certain, not dollar certain. So $4 trillion can balloon into $5 trillion.
Yeah, Congressman, you were one of the 71 that voted no. Just quickly, about 15 seconds, we've got one of your colleagues waiting on standby right now. Are you upset with Kevin McCarthy that they pushed this deal across the goal line?
I don't think upset's the right word. I'm disappointed. When you look at the Limit Save Grow Act, there was a lot of input, a lot of hard work went into that piece of legislation. It was well thought out. It was responsible. It really should have been accepted by the other side. So the Fiscal Responsibility Act was a bad deal and it should have never passed. All
right, Congressman Andy Ogles, we appreciate you being with us. I want to welcome in the Congressman's colleague, retired U.S. Navy Commander